from guys you know in the profession about the game Saturday after the game?
A lot of them. I mean, more so than ever. I had a good one just came in here a second ago. At least my wife texted me this time. Mike, no one likes close losses, but all in my years of following Cowboy football, I've never seen the OKC fan base this proud. This is a credit, whatever. Pass it on to the team. Great job. We had a lot like that. And they're just at times, if it's my mom doing it, I just kind of discard it. Hey, she loves you. But these are Oklahoma State people, and I'm not trying to sway one way or the other. There, we're continuing to get better here and build and do things here that are going to be really special, and I think the people out there are excited. I know I'm excited, and I'm just glad to be along for the ride.
Mike, there were a lot of people that doubted this football team, certainly nationally, and maybe around state too, before you went to Missouri. Went up there and beat them. You probably had some more doubters before you went to Austin. You gave the Longhorns, I think, pretty much everything that they wanted. At this point, do you think you guys can play with pretty much anybody in the nation?
Well, I think that we've improved and we've acquired more depth. We have more team speed. I feel like our players understand our philosophy, X's and O's wise, on both sides of the ball. And I've said this, we're not the finished product as coaches or as players. We have a lot of hard work in all three phases of the game and to continue to improve as coaches. But the commitment that our players made 9 months ago after the bowl game, especially on defense, has really made a change in our football team. And you have to earn your respect at whatever you do. And at Oklahoma State, we've done this so long that I don't know that the people across the country have ever said, okay, they're a legitimate good team. And there's only one way to change that, and it's to play well and be consistent and build your program and bring good players in and graduate players and win games on the road and play good year in and year out. And when you do that, then people eventually say, hey, they're pretty good. But you can't just go out and solicit that. It's not going to happen that way. That's my opinion.
The way you're handling it now, the way you guys are coaching the various units, you've got special teams complementing your offense and defense about as well as they can right now?
Well, I was thinking about that the other night. I think that the way that we're playing on offense now, and this has nothing to do with Larry Fedora. I mean, I'm not saying that, but for some reason this season we're complementing each other in time of possession, some ball control, rushing the football some, being able to get big plays. We're still getting enough big plays to be successful. And then our defense is attacking some, blitzing some, taking some chances, playing some zone. And we're having some success in the special teams. Our coaches have divided up those responsibilities and have taken ownership in their particular area, and then they've been able to find the players they want to use on their teams, and the players have bought in. And I told the staff this morning that the reason why is because they've been able to show them how it's going to work. Players nowadays, they want to know why. They just don't. They're not like we were raised. Your father told you to do something, and you did it, or he just backhanded you. Now they want to know why. I still get backhanded today if I don't do something at the house. So, but they want to know why, and our coaches have done a good job of that. I will give them credit. They've shown them how to have success, and if you do this, it'll work. And then the players are bought in.
Almost that defensive stand at the end of the game, is that a sign of how far this defense has come?
Well, I was as proud of them in that role as I was of anybody. And I didn't know after the game, but Dave told me that they hadn't been stopped inside the 3 yet this year. And so, there's only 30 seconds left, so the easy thing to do is say, hey, they're good. They put the big guys in, let them run over you, and let them score. But they decided not to do that, and they were trying to score.
Mike, in evaluating junior college players, what is the big difference in those guys you're trying to find someone coming for immediate impact as opposed to evaluating a high school kid you're going to have for 4 or 5 years?
Well, the two things that we found that we've had some success with in the last few years on, first, how important is football to them, and secondly, what kind of person are they? If they're a good person and football is important to them, then we think that we have a disciplined, structured organization here, and we care about them as a player and a person, and we think they'll do fine.
You said last week you think you hit a home run at JC recruiting class. In what ways?
Well, because we have how many was it? 7?
7, 8.
We took 7 or 8. I can't remember. However, they don't show up on lists of missing class, issues with meetings, missing training, missing all appointments, things that factor into success. I keep saying that, but they don't show up on lists. And then they're developing, or we're developing them in their talent to play the game. That's why we hit a home run. In most cases, I've been doing this 19 years. About 30 or 40% of your 2-year players don't make it after the first year because of issues. And these guys have come in with a great attitude, and our team has taken them under their wing, and they've helped them. And plus, we have a good structured organization here from top, way above me, all the way down. And so all you got to do is get in it and get going. And I think the players have accepted that.
On the field, how far have guys like Price and Booker, Miller, Gray, even Bowling, if there's a walk on it?
Yeah.
How long have they made since spring?
Price has played 37 plays in the last game. You know, he was 70, I believe 74%. Swanson Miller was only 14 plays in the last game, but he had 2 or 3 starts prior to this game. Dre's back to playing more. Booker had 14 on defense, but Booker's playing all the special teams. He's given us a lot there. Bo Johnson is not getting as many carries because Kendall and Toaston are obviously playing very well, but Bo gets a lot of work in practice from the offensive side of it. Mo Gray works some backup on some special teams for us and is not playing a lot of corner, but he's there in case we need him. He gives us that maturity. Who else? I missed somebody?
Miller on.
I talked about Miller.
Mitchell.
Mitchell. Mitchell's been a third tackle for us. He's rotating. You know, Coach Wickline's linemen have played every play, and they've done a nice job, and they're in good condition now, and so they're up and running. But Mitchell is a roll tackle for us, and at any time we may need him, and he's been beneficial. We just haven't had him out there yet. That's all part of being on a team. Everybody has a role, and we'd like to play them all 70 plays, but it's not the way it works.
And Antoine, unfortunate, but he made an impact early.
Well, he was going to. He was just kind of getting it, but he had that toughness and that mental attitude, and he's doing very well now in his rehab, and hopefully he'll come back in the spring. I don't know when they'll release him, but he'll factor in.
When you and Tim and Joe made that decision last season, we needed impact on that area with those guys. I mean, was it a roll of the dice, or was it just say, hey, this is what we need to do for 08?
Well, I'd like to think it wasn't a complete roll of the dice, but there's a lot of research and background checks that go into it, into recruiting. It's not a perfect science, and we miss. But we felt like that we needed maturity and team speed, and we needed added depth. And we were fortunate that we got some of that. We would like to have kept Lucian healthy, but T.J. Bell has stepped up and has made plays for us in somewhat of a backup role. He's played very well for the first time in his career. He actually factors in and plays in games. Good? Go ahead.
Particularly because of the financial backing, how good of a head coaching job is Oklahoma State become?
Are you talking about for everybody in the country or for me? You don't want to hear my story again, right? You guys have already heard that.
I'm saying, take your personal ties to Oklahoma State out of it. How good of a job is this?
I don't know. I mean, kind of the way I look at it is in 25 years, the market may change again. I plan on being here for 25 years. So it's a good job it's a great job for me. I mean, I don't know. That's a hard question for me because I'm very biased. It's hard for me to answer that. But we have tremendous support with our president or our athletic director. They understand athletics and the importance of it. They understand the value of people. They know what it takes to be successful, and they're patient. And they're willing to do whatever it takes for us to win in all areas. And then I think we have a very strong financial backing, and I don't think anybody will disregard how important it is to have money and compete in football at this level. You got to have money, and without what Mr. Pickens had started, and all the other people have jumped on board and have contributed, be very difficult because it's gone on here for 80 years and we've done good and bad, and it's just been a struggle every year. But now we're getting, we're 8 or 9 months away from having something that's very special here. We've never had it before.
you got a team in the top 10, I mean, how close is the program being to being in the top 10, top 15 program?
You talking about year in and year out? I mean, it's hard for me to answer. The only thing that I can say is that we're better now than we were a year ago, and we're much better than we were 2 years ago, and we don't even talk about 05. So we've continued to keep consistency in our staff, Bill, and our players are buying in. And I know this is a broken record. Our guys are going to class. We've got guys on track to graduate. If I was a parent, I would want to send my son to play football at Oklahoma State. If them graduating and going out in life and have been successful and playing some big time football, that's where I'd send them.
The month of November has been difficult for you guys, and I suspect more than anything because you haven't had much depth by that time of the year. Grind and beat up, and you've had Tech and OU on that in that November cycle. Do you feel like you're better equipped this year?
Well, we're healthy. We're healthier now than we've been at this time of the year. Pettigrew's getting back, and Dre Chatham's back. You know, we've got some guys that have bumps and bruises, but we've had some issues over the last few years with depth and injuries in mid-November. And so I feel like we're healthier now, and hopefully we can stay that way. And I think that the depth has provided our players an opportunity to stay healthier. And you only have so much. You know, you're gonna run out of gas eventually. And because we've had guys that have rotated in more, that we've been able to stay up here and we haven't run ourselves. Because you still got to practice 2 hours a day on Tuesday and 2 hours a day on Wednesday, and you got to polish on Thursday because you got to get ready to play in the game. And if you have approximately 55 guys rotating in all three phases, it's a lot better than having 40 guys because then they don't have to double up as much.
Before you finish, what do you see in Iowa State?
Iowa State is played their best game last week, in my opinion. Not trying to speak for their staff, but offensively they're moving the ball. Their tailback, I think his number is 33 when I was watching it. He had some long runs, made some plays. Defensively, they play balanced and they're gap control, and they're going to rally to the football. This week, our players have to understand the importance of preparation and hard work and taking care of Oklahoma State and understanding Iowa State's going to come down here to win the football game. Good? All right. Thanks, guys.